Hey everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, October 30th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some of the names from our watch list, stocks that are holding up well, showing some relative strength, and ideally are not yet too extended in their moves. As always, these videos are powered by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We're curating ideas from their stock lists. You can get access to their stock lists with a link in the description of this video. So we have Fed Day on tap here. I'm actually recording this about 30 minutes before the announcement, so we could get some movement in these charts later today, depending on that catalyst. But with that in mind, we got 5 names we're looking at today, 3 from IBD's list, 2 from our watch list, and the first one is a familiar name. This is a name that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. It's TPX. It has recently broken out. It does have earnings on tap, so do keep that in mind. But the technical pattern here is quite textbook right now. If it weren't for earnings, this would be a great looking kind of consolidation flag here after this breakout. We talked about this stock on the 2nd, on October 2nd, which was this session right here. And the thought process back here was, this being at the bottom end of a range, it was holding up quite well. Nice consolidation, mostly through time off highs. That would be a spot to pay attention to it. That, of course, proved to be, great, a great entry there. Of course, they're not all like that, but that was a good spot there where buyers stepped back in. It broke out, and now we just have this nice little consolidation again. So once again, TPX making the watch list cut here. This comes from IBD's list. It does have earnings, so keep that in mind. Next up is CRM. This is one I haven't looked at in a while. Of course, a kind of a bigger bellwether at this point. This thing, zooming out, just continues to grind higher. But it's been consolidating here all of this year, ever since topping out in February. It's kind of been pulling back a little bit. Maybe this is some type of megaphone. Certainly don't have these drawn precisely, so don't yell at me at that. But honestly, it's just kind of in this sideways consolidation, just underneath its highs. The trend line kind of extending down here from these peaks. It is a wider pattern. If we go to a weekly chart, you can see just how kind of clear and orderly this consolidation has been this year. So we're back up to the upper end of the range. Let's see if maybe we can start clearing through some of these recent highs, and perhaps this is a bigger breakout pattern for this year. Last but not least, from IBD's list is ADBE, ADBE. This is hitting their list here, and this is a name that we do have a position in, but I wanted to talk about it anyway. ADBE here, you can see, let me clean up some of these lines first. You can see, if we just zoom out, this has obviously been on a strong run for the past many years. Recently, though, it has been pulling back off of its all-time highs it made in July, and it's been very orderly here, kind of like that CRM. It's been just kind of grinding lower, lots of overlapping bars, but there's been some momentum divergence brewing here. And again, if we put up all these other levels to pay attention to, you can see you get this kind of orderly channel to the downside, a couple of key horizontal levels there. We are in this from below 270, I think 267 is our entry. So we did get a pretty good entry here from about a week or so ago, up almost $10 a share. No plans initially here to sell anything anytime soon. I do look to see if this can work itself back up, perhaps breaking out this channel and starting to get back up into the 280s. It's probably where I'd start to scale some profit, but have it in here. Again, the longer term trade, if you're trading this in a longer time horizon, can definitely see the merit here if it can start to break out above this trend line, above that channel. So those are 3 names from IBD, 2 up from our watch list. First is Shopify. SHOP. This one is not ready by any stretch just yet, but I am paying attention to it because it is a name that has been continually acting well. It's kind of the high growth, one of the poster stocks right now in this market. It has been pulling back. It's been consolidating. Earnings are out of the way. I do like that. Some positive momentum divergence here, but it's really, there's no clear pattern. In fact, I'd even love to see it just kind of come back down and test these lows again from September. That would be a great sort of potential opportunity to get back involved in it, at least the way I'm looking at this. Otherwise, more sideways and then eventually up. That's something I'd be paying attention to. But for now, let's just maybe pay attention to this range here from about call it 290 all the way up to about 350 or so. Probably some more time in here to consolidate, but it's something that has my eye. Last but not least is BZUN. This one here has been consolidating as well for a good stretch since July. We got these series of lower highs. We got kind of a flat support area here, just over $40. You can see we just got a lot of price compression in here. Long-term trend for this year is up from versus 2018. It's still down. But I do like the pattern here of just this coiling action going on, and if we can start to lift maybe above 45, 46, or below 40, that would be sort of your trigger points here, depending on which way you want to lean on the stock. I'd be looking at it for a potential upside break, but that doesn't have to happen. It could roll over, in which case I would not touch it. It just wouldn't be a trigger on the long side for me, of course, until and if it starts to break that upper range. So that's it. That's what I got for this week's video. 5 ideas. Hopefully something there fits what you trade and what you're looking for. Again, double check those earnings dates and make sure everything fits exactly how you see for your plan. So thanks so much as always for tuning in every Wednesday. Trade ideas like this. We'll be back on Friday for the market recap video. Thanks so much.